lot of history that Monta was able to be a part of with the We Believe era, and then when I got here my rookie year, he was that guy. And I think for me, in terms of representing him on the last game, it meant a lot because we were in that backcourt together, and obviously when he was traded, it was a tough time.
Let's bring up the owner of the Golden State Warriors, Mr. Joe Lacob.
Monta Ellis, born October 26, 1985. Oakland sports writer Marcus Thompson once said in his book Golden, The Rise of Steph Curry, that when Steph would check into the game for Monta Ellis as a rookie, Ellis refused to high-five him, and that this went on for a while. Why would a veteran leader and franchise player at the time show that much disdain for the team's new rookie and his new potential backcourt mate? Well, to put it simple, Monta Ellis didn't believe in the Steph Curry, Monta Ellis small backcourt because the game had yet to evolve. In fact, Monta Ellis was among some of the last stars in the NBA to play with that older thinking, as the guy he overlooked became just the one to change the game, at least down a road where his game just didn't fit the league anymore, and his thinking about what works became extinct. After the Warriors took Steph Curry in the 2009 NBA draft, Ellis said that he didn't think that was a good pick for the Warriors, that it couldn't work he and Steph in the backcourt against the bigger guards in the NBA. It wouldn't help winning, he said, and you know what? He was absolutely right about one thing, that he and Steph Curry couldn't win together because in their 2 seasons paired with one another, they were comfortably below 500 each year. As soon as he left, the winning began. Monta Ellis was also not wrong to think a small backcourt couldn't be serious contenders because that's the era he was in, and he literally got to see it up close early in his career watching 6'3" Baron Davis and 6'7" Jason Richardson struggle to be even 2 games above 500. When Richardson was moved, Ellis and Baron Davis didn't see much success together either, except for the moral victory that was the We Believe Warriors, who in their most exciting year in 40 years still lost in the second round in a gentleman's sweep. So yes, Monta was right. What he didn't know was the reason it wouldn't work was because of him. Because of that mentality within the franchise he was raised in, to think just being in the conversation is a celebration. That excitement and individual achievements meant you arrived. Speaking of the individual, Monta Ellis should have definitely been an all-star at least once in his career. A second-round pick that went on to have multiple 20-point-per-game seasons with a career-high 25.5 in Steph Curry's rookie season. Did he become too arrogant to see what was about to unfold, or was his job fulfilled as the vehicle that took the franchise as far as he could toward success, a la Mark Jackson? What happened to Monta Ellis? 3 growth stunts that hurt his career. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Monta Ellis was a 6'3" combo guard from Jackson, Mississippi that had one of the best high school careers in recent memory. He helped the team win a state championship in 2002 and 2005, and as a senior, he averaged almost 30 points a game and near 5 steals. He'd have regular outbursts of 50-point games, even scoring 65 on one team, then seeing them later and scoring another 72 by himself. He was named the National Player of the Year in 2005 and was a lock to become a star at Mississippi State before he chose to be one of the last high school players to go straight to the league in the final year before the age rules changed. Because he didn't quite fit any position directly, Ellis fell in the draft and was taken in the second round, 40th overall, 5 picks before Lou Williams, who's still active. Stunt number 1, not being a team player. I think one detriment to the era Monta Ellis grew up watching, which was the 90s, was the thinking that there wasn't much space for multiple superstars or stars on one team. The era of each team had one superstar player, a sidekick, and not much more. Everyone else filled their role and were there to make the star player look good. Until LeBron came into the league and chose to chase winning, this was the old ways. This was the mentality Monta Ellis had. He waited and wanted to be the guy, the only guy, at least in the backcourt, like Allen Iverson did not too long before him. Explainable because that's who we all looked up to as guards of a more scoring, undersized nature. Early in his NBA career, Ellis played behind Jason Richardson and Baron Davis and couldn't wait to show what he could do himself. After averaging a modest 6.8 points a game as a rookie, he won the Most Improved Player award in year 2 as one of the Warriors' leading scorers. Ellis saw a bright future for himself, and so did the Warriors, who traded Jason Richardson that offseason to give Monta more space to build on the individual he was becoming. They also rewarded him with a 6-year, $66 million contract in the 2008 offseason. But as a team, the Warriors struggled to make the playoff with Ellis as one of the scoring leaders, missing the postseason 3 out of the 4 years before Steph Curry got there. When the greatest shooter the game has seen did arrive, I think Monta felt threatened by the aura of Steph Curry, along with they were similar in score-first mentality and even appearance, with Steph being a more clean-cut, refined version the franchise was looking for. Ellis was right on the verge of his first All-Star should he evolve into the star individually he thought he was, and seeing the ultra-hyped, new age scorer with the beloved father and perfect family come to his team made Monta fail to think rationally and ride the wave with Steph Curry into championships. Stunt number 2, being traded from the Warriors. Piggybacking stunt number 1, selfish displays like not showing camaraderie to Steph Curry early on created unfavorable energy within the team and was proving his point that he and Steph together wasn't going to work. So the Warriors drafted the most interesting man in the league, Klay Thompson, in 2011. Klay came in and was having a pretty solid rookie year, and the team noticed he was much better on defense than expected, and to Monta's point, he was a bigger guard, the one they needed to pair with Steph. He and Curry worked perfectly together in their roles and were the clean version of what the franchise saw as their future, especially planning their move to tech capital San Francisco. Ellis was now the odd man out. He didn't score as easily as Steph, he never defended like Klay, his attitude toward the team noticing the inevitable change in the game was uncomfortable, and the team just didn't need him any longer. We have a guy that at max is a borderline all-star snub, while these two young guys represent us the right way and at their best could be the best combo ever, along with potential superstars individually. In Klay's rookie season 2011-2012, the Warriors traded Monta Ellis to the Milwaukee Bucks to play with another undersized guard in Brandon Jennings. That only lasted one season before he was on the move again to Dallas for a stint, then Indiana, and finally out of the league at just 31, the prime of his career. He never saw the same highs like he did in Golden State again, mainly because Golden State was perfect for him. He just couldn't see it soon enough. Stunt number 3, losing what made him. Was Monta Ellis a selfish player? No, not at all. I think what he did care about was solidifying his future and making sure he amounted to what he saw himself as leaving high school. In all actuality, he became that, no question. For a 17, 18-year-old kid to enter the business of the NBA and see the years Ellis had as an individual is a huge accomplishment that he should feel selfish in celebrating. What made him excel, instead of becoming a bust like a few high school to NBA guys in his class, was his production and fit in the NBA. If you redraft the 2005 class today, he'd be drafted top 10, no question. What made him have much success was his unique mixture of speed, quickness, explosion, size for the position, and deceptive first step. Monta doesn't look like the fastest guard, but he always seemed to get wherever he wanted on the floor and could explode on you for a high percentage mid-range or above the rim dunk. As he neared 30 years old, it seemed like he lost that first step he once had and became a not as good version of himself. Injuries played a huge role, injuring his ankle pretty bad early on in 2008 after a moped accident, and groin issues that caused him to miss just enough games in Indiana for the team to replace him permanently with Glenn Rice III. He was waived by the Pacers in 2017, but is still being paid by the team as we speak. Physically, he just wasn't the same, and with his me mentality, no way would he sit the bench and watch. So he left, and that was it. All in all, Monta Ellis is lucky. He did what so many players wanted to do, but it didn't happen for them. Go straight to the NBA as a teenager and also last 12 seasons. He's had a spectacular run and I'm sure is satisfied with his individual career, but far as everything else, for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out.